Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here, New Life Pentecostal Church, Albany, Georgia. A classic, Fabian Freeway. It's talking about the Fabian turtle that lives so long that crosses the Atlantic. And there was a group of socialists that kind of repudiated revolutionary socialism, like the Webb, Sidney and Beatrice Webb, and George Bernard Shaw, the great playwright, and H.G. Wells and others. You know, they've got that famous stained glass window of the wolf in sheep's clothing coming out. And they're like, okay, so we believe in Marx, but instead of revolutionary Fabianism, we'll do like cultural Marxism, and we'll do Fabian, a gradual eroding away of freedoms and capitalism and bringing in socialism, which, you know, is really an atheistic thing. And I do know Christian socialism as well. By Rose L. Martin. This is a 1968 edition. And forward by Lloyd Wright. Show you a little bit on the inside there. I know it's 454 pages, and then it's got copious amounts of appendices, and it's very well done. It's very well documented, and goes into the intellectual history of Fabianism and how they tried to ingratiate themselves into places of power and in the pillars of education, of communications, media, you know, newspapers, and these type things in academia, and have been enormously successful in bringing about socialism, which socialism, you know, is just not the best form of human government, shall we say, because man's got a sinful nature. And so when government equals people, which equals power. It's like George Washington said, government, like fire, is a dangerous servant and a fearful master. That's the reason you need limited government if you want personal freedom and liberty, which everybody is endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That you just have to be very careful. So let's look, like the LA Times, Bill Henry, Washington columnist, says Fabian Freeway by Rose L. Martin will help you understand what socialism has done to bring Britain to her knees and what it threatens to do in this land of ours. That's the LA Times. The Manchester, New Hampshire Union leader, George S. Schuyler, reads like a vast global spy story. Miss Martin chronicles with an expert hand, essential to an understanding of how and by whom American freedom was lost. The San Diego Union, Mike Newman, a remarkably good job. A story as much as names of political movements, and extremely interesting and valuable documentation of a very real present. So we need to be concerned about these things, and if you ever find this book, maybe they're reprinting it now, or if you ever find it in, you know, your Goodwills, used bookstores, get it. And it's like you know, Stormer's book on treason, and Gary Allen's book on Mundarkalic conspiracy, and all this, because God uniquely raised up America to eliminate slavery, to bring about human freedom, to bring about religion. It's not perfect, but it has done so much good in the world and brought about the most prosperous nation that's ever existed, according to history. And that's what conservatism is. It's like, well, we want to conserve biblical values and conserve what we've got and make equal opportunity for everyone. So eliminate the bad, like the slavery, like the racism, like being really bad to the Indians, like, you know, America was, and leave the good and leave the system of the good for a society, while not perfect, nothing's going to be perfect this side of heaven, that's going to maximize human freedom and liberty. And you know, our Constitution, it's a living document, and it still works, but it's not living, and that it needs to be extrapolated on and stuff. If you want to change it, there's an amendment process. You can change it. It should be in the arena of ideas, not in violence and hard words and all that. It should be in love and reason and sharing with people. So, great book, historical book, highly recommend it. God bless. bless. Talk with you later in Jesus' name.